Hello there, welcome to part two. Let's wrap up proportion applications and see how you did. On the last video, I asked you to try to work this problem out. So if you haven't worked this out, please try it. Stop the video and work it out first and see if we agree. It'd be really good for you if you can do that. Here's what we know in this problem. We know that you can make 8 care packages with 240 items. Okay, so you're making some kind of package to help some people out, I assume. It takes 240 items to make 8. So they're wondering at that rate, there's your rate, how many can you make if you have 500 items? So the first thing you have to do is set up your proportion. Here's how I did mine. I put 240, again, items. I want those words on your paper for all the work that we do with this item. 240 items per 8 packages is equal to 500 items for how many packages? Doesn't matter that the x is on the bottom here. We're still going to cross multiply. We're going to take x times 240 and 8 times 500, see what we end up with. We did that right here. 240x when I multiplied x times 240, 4,000 when I multiplied 8 times 500, divided by 240, and that comes out to be kind of a really interesting answer here. If you did it correctly, you probably got this decimal. But you think about this. If you have 16, you have 16 wholes and 6.6 repeating, or about 7/100ths, probably your instinct was to round that off to 0.7, which is great that that's what you thought. But think about this. Are we going to make a package without that's not completely filled? Probably not. I suppose you could, but then you would have one package that didn't have all the items that the other ones did. So you would probably rather go either save those items or use them. So I think the best answer really is 16, because even though you would round that up to 17, because that's higher than 5, think about the context. We're not going to make 17 packages if we don't have enough items to make a full, complete 17th package there. So that's what we came up with. The main thing at this point, though, is that you, whoops, I thought that was my highlighter, that you got this 16.6, and I did not mean to scratch that out there. Sorry about that. Well, let's go on to the next one here. So looking at this one, I think this is another one that you could do without me. So do me a favor, hit pause, and I'll come right back and see if you got it right. Hit pause now. And if you're back, hopefully you worked it out. So I'm going to go a little faster now. I wrote the ratio up this way. 200 minutes over 160 equals x over 220. Remember, you could flip both sides and you would still get 160x equals 4400. Divide by 160 and you get 27.5 minutes for 220 people. All right, so hopefully you're getting the idea of what's going on here. The rate in this problem was 200 minutes per 160 people. So how many minutes per 220 at that rate? Hopefully worked out correctly for you. The next one I want to work through for you, because we will see this and it looks a little bit different, but it's just presented in a different way. So I thought I'd work this one with you and then let you try the next one. It just says write a proportion that can be used to solve for this variable. Okay, here's one thing I know, that if they score 6 goals in 14 games, now remember that in is like the word per. So remember how we learned 6 goals per, that's per 14 games. Okay, at that rate, if you're scoring 6 goals for 14 games, 9 goals, it would take how many games? If I have 9 goals, how many games would that be? So I'll just say X games here, and that's it. Now we just crisscross and solve. So 6 times X is 6X. That's equal to 14 times 9, and 14 times 9 came out to be 126. Divide that by 6, and we end up with, that looks like it's 21 games. Now to figure that out, I just looked right back here, by the way, because I confused myself for a moment. It was X games, so X is 21, 21 games. That's what the label figured out for me. 21 games to score 9 goals. Okay, now the answer is 21. The context is how long it would take to score 9 goals. All right, So this question is just like that. So I'm going to ask you to pause it one more time, and when you come back, the answer will be here for you. So please hit pause right now. The last problem for our notes is right here. I went ahead and set it up. S inches per 0.54 hours is equal to 4.55 inches over 1.89 hours. And again, right here, use those labels to figure out where everything goes. Okay, they have to match, crisscross and multiply. That's 1.89, which is right here. This 0.54 times 4.55 is 2.457. Just keep it there. Divide by 1.89, just like we did in class. And when we're done, it's 1.3 inches and 0.54 hours. So there you have it. Use those labels to set up the problem. That's expected, and that's what I want to see, as well as the rest of the work when you come to class next time I see you. And we'll talk to you soon.